All right. How to create a big impact. That's what we're talking about today. And and it can be a kind of elusive thing. And so I want to kind of clear it all up for us. And so we can get some clarity, not only on why it's elusive, but actually what you can do about it and how you can actually make a huge difference, like get big results. And here's the thing. If you're looking for big results, it doesn't matter even what you're talking about. It could be like about your business is what we talk about here in this group, your WordPress business, but it could be anything, any area of life. It could be your health. It could be like if you're trying to lose a bunch of weight, you need to lose 200 pounds or something, or you want to pack on 20 more pounds of muscle, like, pure raw muscle. Or if you want to like ramp up your fitness and, get that 10-minute mile that you're running down to like under 7 minutes, all of that is, requires big changes. And so whatever you're focusing on, if you want a big difference, if you want to make big changes in your life, you need to actually make big changes to get those big results. And, and another way of saying it is you don't see huge results from small tweaks. Like you can't, lose 200 pounds with a small tweak in your diet, right? You need to make big changes in order to get those big results. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. So why? Why are we going to talk about that? The reason is because I talk to a lot of WordPress developers. I speak at a lot of WordCamps. I do meetup groups. Over the past just couple of months, I've probably talked to over 200 WordPress developers just one-on-one over the phone. Like, as you know, like if you want to talk to me, you can go to doublestack.net/call and you can see my calendar. You can pick a time that works for you. And then we can actually get on the phone and we can talk about your business. And that's one of the ways we can get connected over the phone. And I've talked to over 200 people over just a couple of months. And I'm noticing a really, really consistent common trend with these, with all of these face-to-face interactions, whether it's meetup groups, WordCamps, over the phone, this Facebook group, whatever it might be. The thing is, there's people out there kind of holding on to two different beliefs at the same time. One belief is that they have, they really need to make these big results with their business. They need to double or triple or quadruple their income, or they need to find clients. They have no clients at all, or they landed a couple of projects a month or two ago, but they aren't getting more projects now. And so what can they do about it? What can be done to to fix that in a massive way? And then at the same time, they're also holding on to the belief that they just need a small tweak, like a small nudge, a small push in the right direction, and they'll get that massive result. But the interesting thing about all that is nobody really believes that in any area of life except this like run your own business, be a WordPress developer, a WordPress consultant, be a freelancer, whatever. That seems to be one of the only areas of life where people kind of apply this kind of funny logic where a small tweak will result in a huge outcome. And so kind of to draw that out, what I mean is, suppose just for example, you wanted to lose like 200 pounds, or like somebody came to you and they had some issues with weight or whatever, and they wanted your help losing like 200 pounds. And so you began to ask them, okay, well, what are you going to do? Like, what's the plan? What's the strategy? And they come back and tell you, well, when I order my Big Mac combo meals, I'm going to just stop supersizing my fries. And you would think, and that's not going to do it, right? And so your heart would just sink, because you know that type of an outcome is not going to be achieved by that small tweak, that small nudge. And what they really need is they need to get into the gym. They need to change their dieting. They need to get, better nutrition and surrounded by people that will encourage them, and, by other people who have had the kind of success that they're looking for, that they can actually get the help and the instruction and the camaraderie and the accountability and all of those things. All of that is necessary. And they're telling you they're going to lose 200 pounds because they're not supersizing the fries on their Big Mac or whatever. I mean, come on, that's not, you would never apply that in any other way. Or if somebody said, hey, I really want to improve my running speed, I'm trying to, just figure out how to like get my 10-minute mile that down to under 7 minutes. I really want to, make that huge jump there and make that kind of progress. And so you ask, what are you going to do? And they're like, well, I'm thinking about adding a 5-minute walk to my morning routine. I think that'll probably get me the fitness I need for that. And you're like, that's never going to happen. But then when you ask somebody about their business and you say, tell me about how things are going, and they're like, I have no leads, and I'm undercutting my own prices just because if I charge more, then I keep scaring clients away. Or if I charge more, I lose the job, and I'm burning the midnight oil to build my portfolio because I figured if I just work for pennies now, then, once I have a nice portfolio, I'll be able to really onboard a lot of high ticket clients. And then I say, oh, okay, well, that sounds like a really big problem, right? So where do you want your income to be? And they're like, well, I need it to be like 5,000 per month or 7,000 per month. And I want to get into the 6 figures. And I'm like, great. Well, that sounds awesome. So, and then they're like, so how are things now? And they're like, yeah, it's, making like 2K per month, maybe less, or, maybe I had a project for $5,000, 3 months ago, but I haven't landed anything since. And so it's like this is a serious shift, right? It's like you're doubling or tripling or quadrupling your income. And I'm saying, okay, so how can I help? What can I do to come alongside you and help? And the answer often is, I just need a little tweak. I just need a little push. I just need a little nudge in the right direction, and I'll get there. And what I'm telling you, and what I really feel like is a critical thing to understand, is you don't get big results from small tweaks, from small nudges, from just a little shift. That doesn't generate the powerful outcome that you're really looking for. And so let's kind of dive into that a little bit. So what do you need to do instead? So what's the better approach? Like if you want to get that kind of a big outcome, what do you need to do it? And there's really 2 critical things that you need to pull together in order to kind of achieve these results. And the first one is something that nobody can give to you. It's something that you have to get on your own, and it's total personal commitment. Because like we were just talking about, like if you want to lose like 200 pounds, or if you want to cut your mile time down from 10 minutes to 7 minutes, or if you want to like pack on 20 pounds of muscle, or whatever that big commitment is. And of course, here in the context of what we're doing here in this group, we're talking about, your WordPress consulting business. So if you're talking about doubling or tripling or quadrupling your income and doing it consistently month after month, and doing it in a way that gives you the opportunity to really do your best work for yourself and for your clients, in a way that doesn't cause you to have to chase clients all the time because you have that ongoing relationship with them month after month. If that's what you're looking to do, you got to have total personal commitment to doing it, because there's going to be, it's a freaking roller coaster. There's highs, there's lows, it's hard work. Nobody is going to be able to just hand it to you. Nobody's going to be able to just, say, copy and paste my email templates or whatever, here's my cheat sheet of leads or whatever. Nobody's going to be able to hand that to you and actually give you the kind of business that you're really looking for, the kind of results like we're talking about right now. And instead, you're going to have to dig in and do it. You're going to have to be resourceful and find a way to get stuff done. And it's a critical thing. It's an absolutely critical thing to be able to do that, because there's going to be highs, there's going to be lows, and when you get those highs, that gives you the energy to get to the next step. That gives you the energy to make it from one stepping stone to the next. Those incremental wins where you lose your first 10 pounds, for example, and you're like, boom, this is working. I see it. Or like in the context of this business, you land a client and, maybe it's not the biggest client you've ever landed or the biggest one you want, but you've got one now and you're seeing, oh, wow, okay. I see how, like the way that I'm structuring my offers now is making a big difference compared to the way that I was doing it before, and how you can stop going out there and just having this generic consulting business or digital marketing business that's doing the same thing as everyone else. And you're beginning to see, hey, you know what? I understand a little bit more about how I can actually differentiate myself and how I can show up with leadership and integrity and authority and expertise. And I can use all of those skills to lead my clients into a level of success that they otherwise wouldn't be able to achieve with anybody else. And when you begin to see those steps taking place, that gives you the energy and it puts the fuel in your tank so you can move to the next step. And then there's going to be downsides where you're going to feel overwhelmed and you're going to be like, nothing is working. I'm not getting the results that I want. But you have to keep grinding it out, because when you hit those lows, you can't stop there. You have to get back on it and keep pushing. So let me give you an example. For example, I remember when I was 13 years old, I started windsurfing, and we talked about windsurfing a couple of times, but I remember that I really wanted to do it. Like, I had seen people out windsurfing and everything, and it's like, man, that looks so much fun. And I begged my parents to get me a windsurf board and everything, and they're like, no, you're too young, you're too small, you're not going to be able to lift the sail, you're not going to be able to hold on. You can't do it. But I kept begging them for it, and eventually when I turned 13, they finally gave in, and they bought me a windsurfer for Christmas. And I live in Virginia, right? So it's cold in Christmas. You can't really go windsurfing in Christmas. And so what I did was I started doing push-ups and pull-ups and exercising and just trying to really get in shape so that I could get out there and do the windsurfing come spring. So springtime rolls around, I get out there, and I didn't know, I've never done any windsurfing before. I've seen people do it, but I've never done it before myself. And so I'm out there on the board, I'm trying to haul up the sail, and I'm exhausting myself. And every once in a while I can get the sail up out of the water and kind of teeter on the board a little bit, maybe make a little bit of progress at 1 mile an hour or whatever, really slow. The sail falls, I fall in the water, I get wet, everything's cold. And I wasn't really seeing it. And then what I ended up doing is I actually went down to North Carolina and to that Kitty Hawk area. There's a little sound on the sound side of the Outer Banks, and there's a windsurf shop there. And I actually rented a board and went out into the sound. And I was struggling again there. And somebody came up alongside and said, "Hey, is there anything that I can do? Can I help you? Kind of show you how to get up on the board better and do these water starts and stuff." And I'm like, yeah, I'm getting really frustrated here. I'm thinking about, maybe this just isn't for me. I've been trying, for months to try to make some progress here, and it's, I'm just not really liking it because I'm all frustrated, right? Because I'm not having any success. And the guy said to me one thing that has stuck with me for, I don't know, 30 years, however long it's been since that happened. And and here's what it was. He says, don't give up. Don't quit. You can't quit on windsurfing. Don't give up on windsurfing until you have gotten up on a plane at least one time. And what that means is, when you're windsurfing and you're kind of going really slow, the board just kind of plows through the water. But when you begin to go a little bit faster, the board kind of lifts up and just skims across the top of the water. And when that happens, the friction between the board and the water is dramatically reduced, and you just zing so much faster. And then tipping the board, from one side to the other makes this dramatic difference, like surfers on waves or whatever, where they kind of cut in and, make these sharp turns and all this stuff. The entire situation completely changes once you get up on a plane. Once you learn how to windsurf, with enough skill so that you can hold on and get that board up on a plane, it fundamentally changes the entire thing. And the guy said, hey, don't give up until you have that first experience of success. And so I said, okay. And so he kind of worked with me. And that day I got on the board and I actually got the board on a plane. And I could still feel the buzzing of how awesome that was right now thinking about it. And it was amazing. I felt like I was going 1,000 miles an hour. I felt like the best windsurfer there ever was. I mean, it was so exciting. And so that's the thing. It's you can't give up in those low spots because you need to be able to get to those areas of success. And those areas of success are going to give you the energy and the motivation to keep going. And so that's the thing. So that's what I mean when I'm talking about total personal commitment. You have to decide up front, hey, you know what? I know it's going to be hard, but I know the wins are going to be awesome too. And that's what's going to get you through in those hard spots. So that's thing number one. Thing number two that you really need to succeed is you need to surround yourself with the right people. You need to so for whatever it is that you want to do, for example, in that windsurfing situation, it wasn't until I actually got into the presence of other people that were way better at windsurfing than I was that could show me how to get on the board and how to balance and how to uphaul the sail and heavy wind and how to stay on. And so I could actually achieve, getting the board up on a plane for the first time. It wasn't until I was around other people that could show me that I actually began to experience that success. And so it is with your business too. It's like, if you want to be, an awesome WordPress consultant, surround yourself with other people who've done that already and are having success and can show you the way, can show you what you need to be doing, and they'll show you stuff you didn't even know that you didn't know. Things that are kind of completely outside of your head will now be available to you because you've surrounded yourself with the right people. And so kind of along those lines, if you surround yourself with the wrong people, like say, for example, you're surrounding yourself with people that are already drained and already burnt out and that are struggling. Well, you're going to be drained and burnt out and struggling too. You're going to absorb that mindset and that energy and that, that frame of reference is going to be kind of transferred to you. But when you surround yourself with the right people that can give you the vision and the direction that you're really looking for, then that's what really makes the difference. And and that's how you break through. That's how you get to the next level, by surrounding yourself with the right people. And I'm telling you right now that every area that I've ever had success in my entire life, whether it was with windsurfing, whether it was with songwriting, whether it was playing the guitar, whether it was something technical like running these running a WordPress consulting business, whatever it might be, the only reason I've ever been able to achieve success is because I surround myself with people who have already achieved and surpassed the level of success that I was looking for. And that's a critical thing, because that's what it takes to get these big changes, and big changes are required for big results. And so I got a note here to make sure that I didn't miss anything. So that's what I'm talking. So where do you find the mentors? Like, where do you find people that are going to help you with this? Like, how do you get yourself in the presence of the people that you really need to be around? And so there's a couple of answers, right? So there's you can connect in with some podcasts that you like, or some YouTube channels, and find some people just kind of online that you can kind of learn from. That's a great and easy first step. And then another way is to, just get involved like in your local community, like find people like at a WordPress meetup group, or find, mentors just in your life that are in and around where you're working that can actually help you out. And then another thing too is like, I've been going to like all of these WordCamps, right? And I've been going to meetup groups, and I was presenting at WooConf, and, we do these sessions here in this group. And like, I talk to a lot of people, and I know that, I know what the stats are, right? I've seen the statistics, and I've seen the faces of people that are really struggling. And I began to think to myself, after I give a talk, people are like, "Hey, Lee, I want to do what you're doing. I want to implement what you're doing." And so, where can I go? And I couldn't find anywhere to send people, because like, I could find places where you can get the tech skills, and I can find some places where you can kind of get like business training or entrepreneurship training or whatever. But I couldn't find a place that would combine both sides, where you can get the tech tools that you really need to actually drive business outcomes, and you can get the actual business training, so you can figure out like, how do you combine those tools in a way that actually drive results for your clients. You have to have both sides. You have to have the tech stack that actually drives results, and you have to have the business development stack so you can actually get clients. You have to have both sides. So that's why I said, I'm going to step up. I'm going to do it. Maybe I'm the person that could help these folks, because you have to have the business development stack and the tech stack, and that is the double stack. That's why I created this double stack program, so that you can have all of the resources that you really need to succeed. The whole picture, the full thing, everything that you need, you've got it, and you're there to succeed. And then I said, you know what? I'm also going to step up as a mentor or a coach and come alongside. So I'm not just throwing people into a program and saying, okay, good luck. I hope it works out for you. It worked for me. It ought to work for you too, right? It's not just that. I'm actually going to come alongside and actually work with you, person to person, face to face, one-on-one, to make sure that in the context of your business, you're getting the help that you need. So what that means is, for the market that you're going after, for the unique skill set that you bring to the table, for the types of clients that you really like to work with, how can you structure your business in a way that gives you the opportunity to actually succeed for yourself, by making sure that your income is stable with recurring monthly patterns of revenue, like with those retainers, and success for your clients, making sure that you're there month to month, giving your best work to get the outcomes that they really are counting on you for, that they're depending on you for, the reason that they're working with you in the first place. And then you got that structure that keeps things going month to month. And you've got the business structure that you're really looking for. And so I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and step up and do that. Because what I found to be the case is most people who would be really good mentors, they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it for a couple of reasons. They don't want to do it because a lot of times they haven't really seen the faces that I've seen. They haven't seen the fact that there's so many people struggling. And so that's one thing. Another thing is they don't want to waste time. They don't want to waste their time because there's so many people out there that are all talk and very little action. You know, the people say, yeah, I want to do it. I want my own business. I want to run, I want to work for myself and keep my own hours and, run a six-figure business. I'll do it. I'm going to do it. And then they don't. They don't show up. They don't do the work. They don't put in the effort. They don't have that personal commitment that we just talked about. And so there's that. Or maybe they'll be like, maybe instead of just not being necessarily all talk, maybe they're the kind of people where they just don't really like the small tweak people, right? I want a business, but I just need a small tweak. I'm not really interested in investing in anything. I'm not really interested in devoting myself to actually getting these results. I just need a small nudge and it's going to work out, right? And that's so frustrating because they're not coachable. These people aren't coachable. Like you can tell them what to do, you can help them, you can come alongside with them, but for whatever reason they just can't bring themselves to do the work. And so that's really frustrating for mentors. And so that's why the people that oftentimes would be really good mentors, they don't want to do it because it's a frustrating thing. And I've even experienced some of that myself. Like there's people out there that'll schedule calls and book calls with me or whatever and to talk, and they don't even bother to show up for the call. And so what they've done is they've taken the spot from somebody who really does want the help, who really is committed, and they've booked the time and blocking other people from actually getting the help that they need. And they show up unwilling to commit, unwilling to really do anything. They're really just kind of dabbling and curious. If that's you, don't book any calls because you're blocking people who really want the help, who really want the business, who really want the mentorship and to really just dive in and do it. And if you're up there, kind of dabbling around, then don't go to doublestack.net/call and book a call because you're going to block people who really do need the help. And so, but if you are one of those people who you're thinking to yourself, all right, Lee, this is it. This is my chance. I've got the opportunity right now. And right now is an awesome time, by the way, because come January, especially maybe not January 1st, but about the second week in January through basically the end of February is like prime time. That's the time when a ton of people want to build websites or redo their existing websites. They've made New Year's resolutions. They're back from the holidays. They're really ready to get going. And if you're ready to get going at that time too, that's going to be a huge opportunity for you to win new clients. So between now and then, over the next 8 weeks or so, go ahead and start ramping it up. Get your marketing in place. Figure out how to extract your ideal clients from the market that you really want to be working with. Figure out how to, start running these high value client meetings right now so that when you start booking the meetings, you're ready to go. And you're not just showing up asking questions that reveal that you have no leadership and that you have no experience, even if you actually want the leadership and the experience. When you show up and ask questions like, who is your target market? What do you want your client experience to be? How many pages do you need? What's your budget? I'll tell you what I can do. Do you have any other websites that you like? Maybe we can kind of mimic some of those design features or, what kind of results do you want your customers to see from you? Like when you start asking all of those questions and doing these like discovery sessions or these strategy sessions, that's just a code name for I don't know what you want. And then when you show up and you ask those questions to your clients, they don't know what they want. That's why they're trying to hire you. And when you ask those questions to them, you're showing them, hey, you know what? I don't know what you want either. That's why I'm asking you these questions. And so now everybody's sitting in a room where nobody knows what anybody wants. And that is the reason everything is so low ticket right now. That's what everybody's doing. And so whether it's other WordPress developers or whether it's, writing a proposal to stick on Fiverr or Upwork, or whether the client says, hey, you know what, I'm just going to dive in and spend a weekend and build my own website on Squarespace or Wix or whatever. The thing that's the common denominator across all of those options is the client is responsible for generating their own success in an area where they have no experience doing it. They're good at their business. They're not good at online marketing or digital marketing or building websites or working with social media. They're not good at that. That's why they're trying to hire you in the first place. But when you show up and you start asking these questions that show you don't know what they want or you don't know what they need, then you're still putting the effort, the burden on them to generate their own success. But if you can show up in a way that brings leadership to the table, and integrity, where you're offering investments that are good investments with positive returns, and you're doing it in a way that sets you apart as an authority, as an expert, as someone who can bring your clients to a level of success that's greater than they could get if it wasn't for you. That's how you rise above the crowd. That's how you differentiate yourself. That's the reason you're different from everybody charging half of what you're charging or less. So if you want to double your rates or triple your rates or even quadruple your rates, you can't just raise your prices and show up asking the same questions everybody else is. You're trying to, get the client to just tell you what to do. You have to show up with leadership and authority and integrity. And now is the time to figure that out. So if you're serious about your business, if you really want this, like if you want to have your own business, you want to start making $5,000 to $10,000 per month doing it with a level of work that you can handle on your own before you even have to start outsourcing it to other subcontractors or employees. And you want a business structure that you can even scale beyond that. So like once you get to the point where you're making 5, 10, maybe even 15,000 per month, and you're like, hey, you know what? I'm going to start bringing on some employees. You can keep scaling it from that point too. And so if that's what you want, then let's talk about how you can get that kind of authority, how you can get that kind of integrity and structure and leadership built into your business if you've got the commitment to do it. If you don't have the commitment to do it, don't block the way of the people that do. And instead, decide for yourself, is this something that you really want or is it not? And if it is, then get together with people that can help you. And I'm offering to help. I'm offering to help for free. But here's the thing. People are like, so, you're talking about $5,000, $10,000 a month or whatever. Is that a guarantee? It's like, no, I'm not going to I don't guarantee anything about, income. So like, if you want to make 5 to 10K, that's on you. I'll help you. I'll come along. I'm 100% committed to getting you there, but I'm not going to guarantee, yours. How do I even know if you're going to show up, right? So, but here's the thing. If you want a guarantee, I'll give you a guarantee. I'll guarantee that if you keep doing the same thing that everybody else is doing, if you keep showing up, offering to install SSL certificates and do responsive design and graphic design and branding and, content marketing and, email marketing and SEO, like if you keep showing up, offering those services, I'll guarantee that people aren't going to be paying you high ticket for that. That's a guarantee. I'll guarantee that's not going to work. That's what everybody's doing. That's what you can get for cheap for like, $10-20 an hour on Upwork or Fiverr. And if people just want a 5-page website with a contact form, they can get that for free on their own if they're willing to just spend a little time over the weekend building themselves a website. And I can guarantee that if they can get something for free or they can pay you $3,000 or $5,000 for it, they're going to say, hey, you know what? I think I'll do it for free. That's a guarantee. But here's the thing. So if you want to talk about this stuff and you want to start implementing these types of things into your business so that you can actually have the business you've really wanted and always wanted, now is an awesome time to do it, because where else are you going to find somebody who spent the last 16 years building a web agency, well over 10 years deep in the WordPress community, working through e-commerce and, presenting at WordCamps and WooConf and all these other places. Where are you going to find someone else like that that's willing to say, hey, call me up for 45 minutes. We'll talk about this stuff for free to get you pointed in the right direction. And if you want my help after that, you kind of implementing this into your business, we can do that. That's what the Double Stack program's all about. We have an 8-week course where you and I can work together. We'll have like weekly calls, like every Thursday at 4:00. Like today, after this, I'm going to the coaching call for the Double Stackers, and that's where we talk about things like if you've got a prospect coming up and you want to figure out, what kind of offers can you make to that prospect. Well, let's talk about it face to face. If you're stuck on something technical, like you're trying to build out a membership site or something and it's not working the way you want, let's share screens and figure that out. If you're working on a proposal, before you share that proposal with your clients, send it over to me and let's work on it together. I've got And I'll show you how to write a proposal. I've got lessons that'll show you exactly how to write a high value proposal. So it starts even before that. I'll show you how to identify your target market. I'll show you how to extract your ideal clients from that market. I'll show you how to run a high value client meeting so that you're not asking questions that reveal that you don't know what's going on, and instead you're presenting a powerful offer. And I'll show you how to structure an offer that's a high ticket offer. And then on top of that, I'll show you how to onboard clients with a proposal methodology that you can use to offer anything that you want. Whatever your offer is going to be, you can use this. It's better than a proposal template. It's not a copy and paste thing. I'm going to show you how it works. And so that will mean that no matter what you want to sell, no matter what you're offering, you can use this methodology to get that done. So if you're serious about it, I'm serious too. I'm 100% serious to working with you to get the kind of results that you're looking for. But and that's how it works. So if that's what you want to do, then let's get on the phone and talk about it. We'll talk about it for free for 45 minutes and get you pointed in the right direction. And then if after that you feel like you really want to go ahead and work together on that, we can talk about that too. It's not for everybody. I know that. It's one of those things where, it's got to be a good fit going both ways, and we can talk about it if it is. But nevertheless, why not at least get the ball rolling, get pointed in the right direction, and make sure that when you hit the ground running, you're running in the right direction. Here's another example. What if you're out in the middle of the ocean? You can't see any land anywhere around you, and you're like, I got to paddle. I got to make it to the shore. I got to hit land. And so you just get in your boat and you just start paddling as fast as you can. How do you know if you're paddling in the direction of the land or if you're just going further out into the water? That's what I'm talking about. You need somebody who's done that before and says, hey, if you go that way, you're going to hit land. If you go the other way, you're going to be heading out to wherever, out into the middle of the sea. And the thing is, you can be serious about it too. You can be like, I'm going to do it. I've got the grit. I've got the direction. You can have that personal total commitment, but you can be paddling deeper and deeper out into the ocean as opposed to hitting land. And so that's what I'm talking about when we work together. I'll say, hey, you go that way and you work at it, you're going to hit land. That's the point. So if that sounds like what you want to do, then let's go ahead and get that done. So head over to doublestack.net/call. You're going to find my schedule there. Go ahead and book a time. And again, if you're not serious about it, don't do it because you're going to block people who are serious. If you are serious, then I'm 100% committed to helping you do it. I know that people are struggling. I know that people need this kind of help, and I'm stepping up to do it. So if that sounds like you, let's go ahead and get this thing going. So doublestack.net/call is the place to go. Now is an awesome time to do it so that you can really hit the ground running come January when everybody's going to need your help. And that's another point, by the way. It's not that people are just looking for websites. They need your help. They need people that have the mindset that we're talking about right now to go out and give them the help that they're really looking for. Because if it's not for you, if it's not for the people in this group are the people that your clients need. Because if it isn't for people like you, they're going to get bamboozled by people that just want to sell websites, that people that have just their interest in mind. Like, man, I got to stay in business. I got to sell these, $1,500 websites or whatever, because if I don't sell enough of these websites, I can't stay in business. And then once I sell the website, I just got to move on to the next client and sell another one, because if I don't, I can't keep it rolling. And so what's going to happen is you're going to rush through all that. These other clients or whatever, they're going to get rushed work. It's not the best work of the developer. And then after that, once the site is launched, there's nobody going to be there to help. Nobody's going to be there to help, put gas in the tank. It's going to be like, hey, here you've got this kind of half put together car. I'll stick it in your driveway, but there's no gas in the tank. And so even if it's a great looking car, even if it's like a Lamborghini sitting in the driveway, it's not going to do anything for anybody unless there's somebody there putting fuel in the tank. And it's just going to sit there in the driveway and nobody's going to be able to get from point A to point B. And that's why they need people like you. That's why they need people that actually care about their clients and are willing to structure their business in a way that gives them the actual opportunity to help people get the results they're looking for. And so if you're just selling individual websites for $1,500 or $2,500 or whatever, you can't do that. Even if you wanted to do it, you don't have the opportunity. You're not giving yourself the upfront opportunity to do your best work for yourself or your clients. It's basically a fail right straight down the line. But when you change that so that you're onboarding clients at a price that affords you the opportunity to do your best work, and you're structuring your business in a way so that you don't have to constantly chase clients, and you're there to help your clients drive the results they're looking for month after month so they're getting the results from the investment, that's what it means to be a good investment. That's what it means to care about your clients. That's what your best work really means. So if that's what you're looking for, let's do it. And head on over to doublestack.net/call, book a time, and we'll get going on it. So that's what we got for Thursday. And perhaps a little bit fired up today. I see the comment, but yeah, I'm really, really passionate about this particular topic because this is what matters. And it's not just a business thing. People's lives, other people's businesses and their lives are counting on people like you to get out there and actually help in a meaningful way. And that's a really important thing for everybody straight down the line. It's important for you, it's important for their clients, and it's important for the clients of your clients. Because if it wasn't for you, those people wouldn't be finding the awesome services that your clients are providing. So that's a triple win straight on down the line when you do it like that. So, okay, guys, so that's what we got for Thursday. And we'll be back again next week for some more awesome stuff. High five until then. Boop. And if you have any comments or questions, you want to talk about this stuff, go ahead and put it in the comments, and I'll be keeping an eye on that throughout the weekend. And we'll touch base again next week. Awesome, guys. Take care. And again, if check out the podcast. This is going to be on iTunes and so forth, so you can subscribe there and review the podcast as well. Awesome. Take care, and we'll be talking again soon.